Hello and welcome to this Warcraft replay. It's gonna be the first of a best. Nah, thank God. Let's not screw this up. This is going to be the second game of this best 3 series. It's already turned out to be bad as it is. I had to retry this because I tabbed out to try and miss little things with the sounds, and then for some reason I couldn't tab back into Warcraft. Really unfortunate because I just had a better introduction last time. It's so sad that I'm have to using this one, the second try. But anyway, this is going to be the second of this best of 3, don't get confused. The map is going to be on the Crystal Kingdom. We are going to have Infi, the red human player on the bottom right, and we are going to have Yumiko, the blue human player on the top left. So yeah, let's just get into things. Both players are going to go for the Archmage first, and that's pretty much where, you know, I tabbed out. So Archmage first for Yumiko, Archmage first for Infi. Last game Infi went Mountain King first. It looked pretty good, the Mountain King pick. Unfortunately he didn't use, or at least he didn't, Infi didn't save the Mountain King from dying, even though he had the ability to, because he had the TP scroll, and the Archmage didn't. He could have easily made that trade, but I don't know, it's just his Mountain King died for like no reason at all, and the TP scroll was still in it, in his inventory, so you know, that was rather unfortunate, and it just put Infi a little behind, enough to, I guess, lose to the mid-game comp that Yumiko has raised up, which was pretty much the standard double Arcane Sanctum comp, with priests and spellbreakers. He even got early spellbreakers out, maybe to spite the potential griffins that could come out of Infi's base. It didn't really matter too much because no griffins came out. I think Infi attacked a little too early, and I guess that's probably one of the reasons why he lost. Yeah. Anyway, Infi did start with this Tuskar encampment. He's not opting to go for the Goblin Laboratory camp, and well, I have no idea what the reasoning behind that is, especially since Yumiko is the one that went for the laboratory camp, and he's gone for this forest encampment camp. Alright, so he's gonna get 2 items compared to Infi, who will only get 1, and he got the sentry wards from this encampment, so maybe he will utilize those wards, I don't know, pretty early on, I guess. Compared to Plunder Isles, which was the previous map, it's just easier to expand in this map. The Plunder Isles is pretty horrible for a human player, since actually I'm trying to remember if I actually discussed this or not, because I discussed this at one point. So yeah, like Plunder Isles, multiple bad things about it, because as a human player it's hard to expand. Your closest gold mine is like in the high ground, it's isolated, it's like easy access by your opponents and says 2 entries, so it's hard to defend. Crystal Kingdom, at least it is in a reasonable location. Lightning shield's coming in from the Archmage of Yumiko, so he's gonna try and dish out as much damage as possible. Scout tower is gonna be placed down. We are gonna have another lightning shield going on Yumiko's own elemental, trying to get these peasants, but it doesn't look like it will be able to get any of them. Level 3 has been gained for Infi, but to be fairly honest, Yumiko should maybe focus these little low hit point peasants, because I mean level 3 is pretty good to have early on. Apparently the footmen are gonna chase down these low hit point guys, so level 3 will be gained. Pretty good trades, I think. I mean, it's pretty much evened up, since the Archmage for Infi is also level 3, which some of you may be thinking, how is that possible? He only But how is that possible? I'm trying to think how that is possible. Oh, this is it. Infi just took an additional creep camp. That's generally the main reason why he, I guess, stayed even in terms of experience. It's because of that. Yeah. Oh, almost surrounding that elemental, and as soon as that elemental like slipped past, instantly just not worth chasing, because it will time out and it takes a little longer to try and pick off. But anyway, we are gonna have an expand coming down for Infi. Meanwhile, Yumiko is gonna go for a keep tick. He's gonna go straight to tier 2, maybe go for the double arcane sanctums once again. Yeah, recently, I think especially Yumiko likes this as well, and he doesn't 100% go expand if it's a good map for it. Sometimes he goes tier 2, and then like once he like, secures a good army, then he goes for an expand. It's maybe a lot more secure of a way to do it than just, you know, like instantly go for a second base like Infi did. But you know, massing up footmans is not a bad thing at all, because I mean, it's not gonna take a short amount of time for Yumiko to like scramble up an army strong enough to beat mass footmen, I guess. But it sure as hell looks like it, because the panda coming out second, he is going to dish out a lot of damage to these footmen, and they are stacking up quite a bit, so it is possible to get taken out by level 1 Breath of Fire, but it is going to take consecutive Breath of Fires to actually kill these guys off. And an act of desperation here, Infi is going to use all his illusion charges on his warrior elemental. But thankfully it did scare off Yumiko. I'm pretty sure Yumiko should realize that those were illusions, because there's no way you can have 4 elementals up at once. You can have 3, but the first one would generally like die out in the like 5 seconds later. But 4, yeah, you can totally tell that that should be illusions. But anyway, oh, nice dodge from that Breath of Fire, but these footmen are okay. I think I have no idea what Infi was using those footmen for. I thought that was a bit of a dodge, but that was not the case. I think he just misclicked. Hold on a minute, when Yumiko is bashing the arcane vault, I gotta do something. I gotta alt tab out, so hold on a minute. Alright, sorry about that. I tabbed out again foolishly, cause well, I had to do some like important organizing for some other things, but you know, I can't tab back in, so I had to restart the replay, and I don't know if this is exactly where I left off, but doesn't really matter. This is generally where Yumiko attacks the arcane vault anyway. Alright, okay, this is where it happens. No Breath of Fire. Oh, there is the Breath of Fire. Okay. And then a misclick. Okay. Now I know where I am. So anyway, I mean, I have no idea what Infi was doing with those footmen. Maybe just a huge misclick. Is gonna get a lot of footmen under that Breath of Fire, so needs to be a little careful right there. Healing Scroll might be used. There we go. And probably shouldn't run his units into the fight again, but obviously Infi knows better, and he's gonna get all of those footmen having their healing cancelled. That was pretty funny. But another healing scroll could be used as well, but I don't think that will... Oh, it is gonna happen since Yumiko chooses to actually retreat. I think he could have done a little more damage, but he chose to actually not push on further. Strange. Anyway, this is generally what I was going to talk about. It is him just securing a reasonable army early on, instead of like being in this vulnerable state, much like Infi is right now, having to rely on towers and stuff, but it is netting Infi valuable resources. It's just that Yumiko just didn't decide to push further. I think he could have done way more damage since there was only like one tower, one or two towers during that time. But now Infi is going to try and reinforce by making more towers. Okay, so Yumiko did attempt to expand, but it was found out by the Archmage of Infi and actually using an invulnerability potion to finish the job, I guess. Alright, Archmage is a little split off. He is going to take a bit of a slow from that Sorceress. He is actually going to TP to his own footman, like literally 10 steps away. Maybe it was just quick reactionary decision making, but I honestly thought he could have TP'd in a better location. But anyway, no crowd control whatsoever, so that's generally why he could have TP'd so willingly and without hesitation, I guess. Anyway, multiple footmen have been actually lost during that skirmish. There's one, there's another. Could have sworn there was a third, but I won't spend my time finding too long. But it did delay the town hall somewhat. Yumiko is now speed building with 5 peasants, so in exchange for like resources, he is going to accelerate that process. Sentry ward from, I believe, Yumiko. That is going to be from Yumiko. So even though he pulls out, he will have constant vision for a very long time. I think it's 10 minutes. No, it's only 5 minutes. I believe the Troll Witch Doctors have the 10-minute one. But anyway, that third tower was destroyed pretty quickly. But we do have an Arcane Tower as well as God Tower to defend these peasants, I guess. But the peasants are pretty exposed, I think, and there's a lot of damn peasants in this expand. So it's a very vulnerable one if it does choose to be destroyed. But interesting choice going for the blacksmith, because that might indicate workshops popping in soon. And where is Infi's army? Is that seriously Infi's army? He might be in a little bit of trouble. Second hero is coming out. It is going to be a Mountain King, but Mountain King does not equal AoE damage, and AoE damage is probably the best thing to have had in this particular fight. But Yumiko is going to be pushed away. Despite having the advantage in terms of army size, he is going to be running away. Stormbolt to the priest. That's pretty much his only form of sustain, so he, I guess Yumiko is just even more encouraged to retreat. He did lose another footman, elemental on elemental battle, but it looks like Infi is going to time out, so yep. So a little bit of a messy fight coming in, I think, for both players. Infi is getting the bitter end of this. He does have a lot of spellbreakers out as well already. His 4th one is on the battlefield, and wow, he's going triple Arcane Sanctum. That that shows how much cash money he has in the bank. Plus he's going upgrades as well. He's going +2 upgrades on his spellbreakers. He could even go for a workshop. That is a possibility as well. I can't imagine he got the blacksmith only 4 upgrades, but I mean, it's Infi, something's going on in his mind for him to go like triple Arcane Sanctums as well. I mean, he's also going Castle Take as well. Wow, the amount of resources he has. He has a lot as well. He still has a lot. Almost 600 gold and 250 lumber. That could be enough to build a 3rd expand, but we'll just have to wait and see what Infi chooses to go, because he has almost 80 food he can support, but he is sticking to no upkeep just for that non-existence of tax. Workshop is being placed down, so hopefully that will be spotted by Yumiko with his Sentry Ward. Maybe he can react to that in a better way than just massing up spellcasters. I think he should get himself his own own workshop maybe? Maybe go for like maybe more spellbreakers? I don't know. Maybe he should just attack now. He's got his own spellbreakers, so that's good, at least. His panda is also ramping up to be quite a devastating hero. Level 3, so he does have his level 2 Breath of Fire. But Mountain King is also ramping up as well. Not necessarily level 3, but he got himself that item. True Sight, True Shot. True Shot aura has been attained, which is pretty good for a human player, especially in this stage in game where you no longer use footmen and you have a lot of spellcasters slash spellbreakers slash like workshop units. So yeah, 10% damage for ranged units is pretty useful, and Infi chooses to go for the upkeep. Finally, he has almost, like, he's almost capped out on his available food, so we might even see a full 100 supply army. But anyway, Magnetor Warrior has been hired up just for some early, just quick spike of damage, but he is getting split off. Penguin is on Yumiko's side, preventing that Magnetor Warrior from retreating. But ooh, is Infi actually going to lose that Magnetor Warrior? It looks like the Magnetor Warrior is very slippery himself, and it looks like he's managed to escape. Yeah, that is going to be the case. Huh. That's pretty funny, actually. Spellbreakers 2-2 right now. Meanwhile, Yumiko is only at 0-0. Blacksmith is available, so he can go for upgrades, but as you can see, so far 15-21 is the range of the attack, 14-18 for the Spellbreakers of Yumiko. So there is a clear discrepancy between the quality of those Spellbreakers as well. We even have 1-0 upgrades on those mortar teams as well. Our frag shards are also being upgraded, so those mortar teams will be able to deal a little more AoE damage, I believe. No, just more damage they deal to unarmored targets as well as medium targets. Alright, so we do have a 1-0 actually, my mistake. But you know, he is falling a little behind. We even have Paladin out, so thank God for Castle Tech, because you get your third hero, Paladin, Mountain King, Archmage combo. So the human tri-hero is going to be what's coming out for Infi. And you know, for the lack of priest, even though we have like a lot of priests, Paladin's just great. The only problem is that this army needs his mana, and well, the Archmage kinda answers that because he has his Brilliance Aura. So yeah, this is looking good. Meanwhile, Yumiko, not quite as good. He is going double workshop, so he is trying to get his own mortar teams like I suggested before. But will this work? An army supply of 67 versus 79, so almost high upkeep army against and in the process a low upkeep army. Let's see how this will turn out. Mortar teams are very nicely doing focusing damage on those sorceresses. Ugh, got a hiccup right there. Nice invulnerability potion right there, denying that Stormbolt landing. But I don't think this is, despite the good usage of an invulnerability potion, that's not going to win you the game. But we do have a large clump of units that could potentially be taken down by mortar teams. Plus, I mean, Yumiko's not losing his heroes, so there is the possibility of him winning this with AoE damage. The panda's great for AoE damage, but I honestly can't tell who is winning. I think it is going to be Infi, since he does have 2 towers up as well. GG from Yumiko, that is going to be game. Yeah. Game 3 will be up very soon. I do apologize about the little confusion in the beginning of the game. I have no idea why I can't alt tab out, but it doesn't really matter too much. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. I'll see you guys in game 3.